We have a comment here from Randall yesterday, and I wanted to get into it yesterday, but life got in the way. But the question was, he's got 4 camera feeds with identical audio, and he wants to sync that with a separate audio track, which is better than the cameras. But he didn't think he could even do that. And there was a bit of back and forth. Like we see there was like 8 comments. Some of those are his. And the consensus seemed to be that he couldn't do that. So I wanted to explore that because I had immediately thought of a way to do it. But let's take a look at what I came up with. Okay, I don't have any music files, but I do have some files that were shot at the same time. I have 3 inside my car driving. I have one shooting here, and then one from the window, which is this little camera, and then one of me driving. So here are 3 videos that can be synced up, and they don't all start at the same time. And the first thought that I had about Randall's thing, because I had actually not explored this issue, and reading the comments was that, well, if you can incorporate an MP3 file with a video file, why don't you just change the format? And let me just demonstrate what I'm talking about here. Let's take this video file here. Of the 3 videos I have, 2 of these have awful audio. This one has a good audio. But what I'm going to do is, if I want to change this format, all I have to do is export it. And in Randall's case, he's sitting with an audio file that he doesn't think he can merge with his video files because it's not in a video format. All he has to do is put it on the timeline with nothing else and go into the export. And in the export, he can then select MP4 and export it as an MP4 format. There won't be any video in it. It'll only be the sound, but it will be in a video format, which is what he could use to merge. That being said, it's not needed. And I'm going to do the reverse here of what Randall is what I'm suggesting Randall do. And that is, I'm going to take an MP4 and I'm going to make it into an MP3. So when I export this, I'm going to get, and I'm going to put it right into the folder here that I have. And I'm going to select that folder, and I'm going to call it audio only. Okay. And I'm going to export this file, and now I'll have an MP3 file that I can merge with the other video files. Okay, there we have it. Okay, what we want to do is we now want to import that audio file. And it was this one here. This was my previous test one. So I'm just going to import this one. You can see they're identical. Okay, this is the one we just created, and it is indeed an audio file. As you see, it goes down here. Now it exactly matches that, but let's offset that a little bit. In fact, let me do that in a second here. Let me bring in the other 2 video clips. We have this video clip here, and then we have this video clip here. And I'm not going to stack them exactly on top of each other because we're trying to get them synchronized. And he said he had 4 camera angles, so I'm just going to take this number 4 one more time, and I'm going to insert it right there. So now we have indeed 5 tracks. We have 4 video tracks and 1 audio only track. And I'm going to select this one here and try to slide it down just a little bit so that it doesn't match up with this 4 and doesn't match up with this 4 here. And now we're going to select them all, and we're going to merge them. We right-click, create multi-camera clip. And here we go. I don't need to use that, and we are synchronizing on the audio, not the frames or markers or whatever. We're simply doing it on the audio. And let's see what happens. And there we go. We've got him synced, and let's take a look. We'll just double click on it, and we will shorten everything down. I should have shortened it down for us. Maybe shorten it down a little bit more. And in this case, I'm going to have to bring this down here and then bring this more into focus. We can see that the video files from inside the car, these two camera angles started first, and that's because it's from a single camera. And I started that camera first, and then I started the other camera, which is this 004. And in this case, we can see that all the 4s are aligned, including the audio only. So it works perfectly fine. And not only that, we can also select our audio track as the one and only tracking. In Randall's case, this would be his good audio track. So there should be no problem merging an actual audio file with video files. It's not an issue. Okay, let's try to set up a failure. I'm going to bring in our main thing here. We're not going to have, well, it's stuck here, so we'll move it over. And we'll have our other two camera feeds in here. And there we go. And we're going to try not to line things up. And we will take this one a second time, somewhere over here, and then take our audio and we will stick it in here. The only thing is we're going to cut off some of the audio. Now, it doesn't matter whether we cut off some of the audio or cut off some of the video. If there's too much of an offset between them and they can't find a common ground, that's when the synchronization fails. So let's see what happens when we try to synchronize all of these. Okay, we're back and we have synchronization failed. Okay, so what happened? We'll go into this and we will see that, let's just shrink it down. And here's our little snippet, which was from further down in the clip, and it failed to synchronize. In this case, the audio failed to synchronize with the video. And let's go to the home position here. Let's see, all the way over and expand that. None of it synchronized because this one was out of whack. Okay, I've reset the test, and this time what we're going to do is we're just going to take a little bit of it off here in the front, not too much, and then we're going to try to synchronize it. I think this time it will work because the offset isn't so great. And here we go. All right, beautiful. It looked like we did not get a failure. And let's open it up and let's see what happened. And in this case, remember we had cut off a part of the first part of the audio track. And yet it's still synced with the rest of the videos, and the videos themselves even synced up. So we had no failure. Just to repeat, he can still select his one good audio track as the main audio track, even though that audio won't start until you're further down. So let's summarize. First of all, yes, you can merge an audio file with video files when you're creating your compound clip for the various video angles. That's not a problem. And yes, you can select that. What are the things that will cause the failure? First of all, we don't know what audio format that Randall was using, so it could be that the audio format is one that's not recognized by Filmora. I don't know. The second thing, which is probably more likely, is that he has a large enough offset between his video clips and the audio track. In other words, he started recording the audio way in advance of starting the videos, or he started recording the videos before he started recording the audio. And the secret to that then is just simply to shorten whichever are the longer tracks so that you have a starting point that's closer to each other. Not exact, just closer to each other. That's all you need. So those are my summary as to why his audio track did not sync with his video tracks. And it can be done. And you can have 5, 6, or a bunch of different video tracks up here. So I hope this helps Randall.